All right, here we are. Let me make sure that my audio is on AirPods. So hopefully you can all hear me. La la la. So jumping on here in a few different places. Dang, 3 different places on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Shoot, we're even on Twitter. Yeah, for the one person that'll see it there. But anyway, good to see everybody. It is Thursday night, 5:30 on the dot Mountain Time. And I'm excited to be here with you guys. Do me a favor and hit the comments. Give me a comment if you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Okay. So last thing I want to do is run my mouth and you don't hear me. Anam Masonry, what's up? Glad you're here. Timmy, what's up, man? Okay, good. You guys can hear me. Ronnie, Troy, Ryan, awesome. Thanks, guys. Lucas, awesome. So I am just shutting my phone down here and trying to be where my feet are, right? There's a whole saying about being where your feet are. And tonight, you guys, I am, of course, the guy I've been waiting for a phone call from decided to call me right now. We've been playing phone tag all day, and of course, it comes right now. But anyway, that's fine. It is what it is. So I got some cool notes here. There you go. I'm so weird. Anyway, and we know I'm weird. All right. If you're on Facebook, grant StreamYard permission to use your name. Otherwise, it just says Facebook user, and I don't know who you is. But guys, what I would like to do is I want to set some expectations for tonight. Okay. As you can see, there's a little ticker. You should see it at the bottom of the screen. I encourage you to go to thecontractorfight.com/battleground-April. Now, if you go to the normal battleground link, you ain't going to get the bonuses we have for you this month. We got some pretty cool bonuses when you jump into Battleground here in the next couple days in April. Okay. What I'm going to do tonight is I am going to share with you, I have notes here from a training that I did in Battleground not too long ago that I'm going to redo here. Okay. Now, the only thing we don't have here is all the slides and stuff, but I'll tell you, you ain't missing shit when I do slides. Okay. Because this is way more important than some death by PowerPoint thing. But anyway, I'm going to talk about something tonight. Obviously, the topic here tonight is the secret to hiring FWs. If you don't know what an FW is, it stands for effing winner, fucking winner. I'm going to try to not swear as much tonight. And I laugh when I say that because those of you that know me know that that's going to be funny to try to do that. But anyway, that's okay. Otis, what's up, man? Good to see you. I want to say hi to some people here. Henry's here on YouTube. Jake in New Jersey. Mel is here. Facebook user saying lol is here. Anam Masonry likes all the videos on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate that. Michael, Sonny, what's up, man? Guys, Sonny's one of our coaches in the fight. Got a $20 million business. Kind of want to pay attention to somebody like him. Tim is in here somewhere rolling around. One of our other coaches. He's one of our a crazy kick-ass sales coach. So if you want to make a shit ton of money, get your ass in Battleground and learn how to make money, then you can afford to hire anybody that you want. So let me say this. I'm going to try to stay. Neil, what's up? Guys, as people jump on, the longer we're doing this, more people are going to jump on, and I apologize if I don't say hi to everybody. Marvin, what's up, man? Long time no see. Not really, but always see your name, man. Good to see you here. Now, I want to set some some parameters here, some foundational beliefs of how I roll personally. Okay, and most in my circle that I am coached by and mentored by and things like that roll the same way. All right. And so I want to get this out of the way, and then I don't have to keep repeating it all night through this. But guys, I'm going to give you a great training tonight. And I'll tell you right now, whatever you hear tonight, there's a lot more of it inside Battleground. And I am unapologetically telling you, because I'm my own biggest fan, I'm ruffling my paper trying to get it to position here so I can use it. Unapologetically, I think you should be in Battleground. Okay, period. I just think you should be there. If you want to grow your business, you want to get better and all this other stuff. And I'm saying that, and I'm giving you one of the trainings that I did for Battleground here tonight. And so Q&A will be at the end. So guys, don't distract me too much with the chat box here, because I want to get through this, because what I'm going to give you is worth millions of dollars to you. Okay. And the things that I'm going to share with you have made me millions of dollars. And I mentioned Sonny and Tim and these guys. These things, my friends, are going to make your life a lot easier if you embrace them. And so I'm telling you right now, and I want you to, here's another thing that I try to do. I try to bring, like, while I'm coaching, teaching, training, whatever, those of you that have followed me for a while and this and that, and listen to our shit, you know that I'll frequently go, hey, coaching moment. What I did right there is what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm modeling for you being your own biggest fan. I'm saying I think you're a total knucklehead if you think you've learned it all. If you think you don't have more to learn, if you don't think you have another level of success to get to, all right, that you're a nut. And that's why you joined something like Battleground. Okay, especially with the bonuses we have going on right now. So hit the link at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget the -April, or else it'll take you to the normal Battleground and you won't get offered the bonuses. All right, so guys, how do you apply this to your business? And then I'm going to get into the training here on FWs. Okay, get your butt on social, create videos, and have a little swagger about you. Have the confidence that you truly believe in your heart that somebody's just an idiot if they don't work with you in your company because of the value you bring. All right. And I can confidently sit here and go, you need to be in Battleground. All right. Now I'm going to stop with the pitch here for a minute, and then I'll bring it up at the end. But what I'm doing right now is I'm modeling for you the confidence that you need to have about your services and your business. And the reason that I can have this confidence is because I've put the work in. I've been coached. I've been mentored. I continue to get coached and mentored. I spend well over six figures, and I'm about to drop another 6 figures, just so y'all know. Nobody even knows this yet, because I just had a conversation today. I'm about to drop another 6 figures on my own personal coaching for me to get better. Last year at Mile High Profit Summit, somebody said, dude, this was amazing. How are you going to top it? And I said, my first reply is like, I need to get better. All right. So you might be at a certain level here in your business. All right. Don't be satisfied with that level. There's another level. You might not be able to see it yet, and you're not going to be able to see it. You're not going to even see the possibilities of things if you're not consistently working on yourself, my friends. Okay. I'm going to share with you, since we're talking about FWs and leadership today, today's title is The Secret to Hiring FWs, and the subtitle that we didn't have room to put in there is The Spirit of Leadership. And that's what I'm going to give you today here in a second. But I want to read this because pretty much every morning I send what we call Morning Mojo. I would say out of every 100 days, I probably miss 4 days, which is way too much. I need to be better. Okay. And it's usually because I had something knock me out of my morning routine or something, or I got rushed through something. I had to get out the door, take the dog to the damn vet. And I was like, oh shit. And then it's like 5 o'clock at night and I'm sending the Morning Mojo. Okay. But this is to our team, and you can see it here. Okay. There's 16 people in this thread, and goes out. And here was today's Morning Mojo. Pay attention, because I'll tell you what, at the end of this short little message I sent to my team today, you're probably going to be 5 times smarter as a leader. Are you doing what is necessary only? Only just enough. Just enough. The majority of people, the majority are content to get by. They play it safe. They don't push themselves or others. They want to coast and live life on autopilot. The majority don't want to make waves, and they get average results. They believe they've arrived and now they can coast. The small minority are disgusted by the norm. I'm one of them, by the way, who's disgusted by the norm. You guys with me so far? Give me some love in the chat box. I get all insecure. Okay. The small minority are disgusted by the norm. They push themselves harder than anyone else ever will. Can you relate? They can't. God, when I wrote this morning, I got all tingly in the happy places. They push themselves harder than anyone else ever will. They can't relate to those who are satisfied with their accomplishments. They know there is always a next level buried inside themselves, and their vehicle doesn't have a cruise control or a brake. There's a brick strapped to their foot, which is strapped to the gas pedal. They change the world. Pick a side. If that resonated with you, then you need to be in Battleground, okay? Because only a few of you are wired that way. The majority of people are not. The majority of people want to coast. They want to settle. In fact, today on one of our other group coaching calls I had today, a small group thing, I shared that one of the worst realizations I had as a leader probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago now, between 15 and 20. So what's that, 17 and a half years? Anyway, I had just built my team in our painting company outside of Chicago, meaning like I just got all the pieces in place. Can anyone relate to that? Like you're like, I get all these pieces in place. And then the cold, hard truth hit me about 4 months later where this guy's wife was getting transferred and now he had to leave and I lost a crew leader. And then this guy's kid got sick and he needed to change careers because his wife had a better job with like benefits and shit we weren't offering at the time. And so it made sense for him to stay home, lost another guy. And guys, what I learned about people is you are never done. Okay? In fact, with business, you are never done. You will never reach a point in your business where you're just on cruise control. And if you think you're on cruise control and everything's just going to take care of itself, you're about to get your ass kicked at some point. Okay? There is a truck that's going to come sideswipe your ass. And so that's always stuck with me. And that was what I was thinking of this morning when I sent this text to the team. All right, my friends, there is always another level buried somewhere deep inside of you. And what I see a lot, especially here online in our free groups and stuff, I don't see it in Battleground and things like that, but here in these free groups, I see so many people that have had some success and they think they've arrived. Now they're the advice, president or whatever, the advice police. And they could give everybody all this advice and this and that. But you know what the problem is? They're not continuing to grow. They're not continuing to push themselves. They're not continuing to invest in themselves and get better. And so I will tell you right now, to get this out of the way, if you want to attract FWs, kick-ass people to work in your business, if you want to get them to come work for you and hire them, if you want to develop them, and if you want to retain them so they're not going bye-bye little butterfly, you need to grow. You are the problem. Somebody, I forget her name, I think it started with an A, and I don't know if she's on here, was in the free Facebook group. I did a post, and then she said something like, so what you're saying is you have the secret to the hiring shortage and why people aren't going into the trades? And I said, yep. Okay. And if you're on here and I don't remember your name, I'm sorry. And I actually meant to tag that person and say, make sure you get on this thing tonight. Guys, this is the secret. The secret. Okay. I hate, it's like marketing shit, right? The secret to this. Okay. All right. How about this? The cold, hard truth that's in your face right now is if you want to hire FWs and build a kick-ass team, you, homie, need to get better. You need to look in the mirror and be the example of excellence and discipline and order, okay? Of calm, not chaos, of confidence, of your physical and mental well-being. I could go on and on and on and on. One of the biggest reasons that you don't attract people is you're not worthy of being attracted. You're not magnetic. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not attractable. Is that the word? I don't know what I'm trying to say. People look at you and they look at your life. They look at your chaos. They look at your plumber crack because you're too fat and your jeans can't stay up. They look at the fact that you talk about, we're going to have company meetings. And then the first fucking week it's inconvenient. You say no meeting this week, you guys. And that's why you can't build a team. Because first and foremost, you are not being the example. I am owning, like, I'll tell you what, I think I have grown more since Mile High in September between then and now than I ever have in any period of my life combined. Because I am seeking out discomfort. I'm doing everything I can to be the example. I'm owning so much shit behind the scenes in our business right now of ways that I've dropped the ball, let my team down, fucked up with putting people in roles before we had clarity in some of the roles, because we're growing at this rate, you guys, which a lot of you know, when you grow quickly, it's like, hold on to your hat. And so I want to encourage you that you're never going to arrive. Okay. Now, I also think for anybody that's saying, I'm just happy with the way things are, I just want to maintain, that's a slow death. Okay. That's where you're going. You're going to die. Now, we're all going to die, but I'm saying your business is going to die. Your health is going to die. Your relationships, your fitness. I said fitness or health, your financial situation, your company. Guys, it's going to die if you just think, I just want to stay this size right now. So many people, and some of you are on here, and you guys see the comments. I go, why don't you have more people in your company? Why can't you hire? Oh, tried that before, got burned, lost money. Okay, so that's like saying I had a bad cheeseburger one time at a restaurant. I'm never going to eat a cheeseburger again. All right, I had a bad first date, so I'm never going to date again. That's ridiculous. To me, when I see a business owner say, I'm going to stay small because nobody could do it as good as me. Guys, type those reasons in right now. Let's just go interactive here for a second because I got to take a drink of water. What are those reasons? What do you hear? What do you see? What do you think? And you're here to learn. So nobody's in the fucking doghouse or anything, but I'm here to call some people out. Okay? Nobody could do it as good as me. I'm a perfectionist, so I'm not going to hire. I'm just going to stay this size, and I'll make $110,000 a year for the rest of my life. And they say, yeah, until you can't work. And most of those people don't have a retirement. They don't have a savings account. Okay, they can't walk away from the business. I don't want the responsibility of that many people. Says Crystal. Boom. I want my company to grow. Chris, awesome. If you aren't growing, you're dying. Exactly. So guys, when somebody says something to me, yeah, nobody wants to work. I don't want to babysit, says some Facebook user. I'm young and can't hire older, knowledgeable guys because they'll look down on me, says Ryan. I appreciate these. People are lazy. People aren't loyal. Otis says all these things. Guys, and I'm not picking on anybody that in particular just said this right here, okay? Yeah, Tim, there you go. I want to keep quality high. I'm too busy with my kids to grow. Guys, there are certainly seasons of business, okay? Like, you might have a sick family member. I've coached people where their spouse is going through chemo, right? And there's everything in them to just function at home and do that. Or you might have a sick kid or yourself or whatever it is. I get all that. So I know there's always like special situations that are truly special. So please understand, I'm not some heartless asshole here. All right. In fact, my team, they'll tell you, some of them are on here. I hear frequently from my team, Tom, you're too nice. Okay. So we'll change that. Anyway, no, I can't help it. I'm a nice guy. So guys, when I hear somebody say, I just want to stay small, or I want to maintain quality and all this other stuff, to me, that's code for, pay attention, that is code for, I don't trust myself to be a leader. That's what it was for me. I remember a time where I said, screw it. We were slow. We had to lay everybody off. And I'm like, I'm just going to work in the field with me and one guy. And I'm just going to do this because having employees is a pain in the ass. When the reality of it, you guys, was I didn't trust myself to be the leader. I didn't trust myself, and my confidence was low in me. So if you want to build a team, and I think you should, if you have a business, you should want that business to grow as big as possible and as powerful and as profitable, as impactful as possible. Okay? Why? Because if it ain't growing, it's dying. All right? Now, I'm not saying you got to have a $100 million business and have, or have a business that's 5 million with 10 trucks or whatever it is. I'm saying you should always be in growth mode, in the sense of, let's grow our people, let's grow our profits, let's grow our top line, let's grow the way we offer service, like always being in growth mode. And when I see somebody that goes, I don't want to build my team, I don't want to grow my business, 100% of the time, because I've coached thousands of people, 100% of the time, when we get to the root of it, it's they don't trust themselves because they're breaking promises to themselves. They don't honor the commitments they make to themselves, so their confidence is in the gutter, and there's like, no way I'm going to do this. This must be a real shitty call. Just said like 8 people drop off in the last 30 seconds. Anyway, now it's back up a few more. But anyway, so spirit of leadership. What do we mean by the spirit of leadership? That's what I want to talk about here tonight. The spirit of leadership, you guys, is how you show up. I just kind of covered that, right? Being the example. It's how you show up. What is the aura, the energy that you bring? What is the feeling that you evoke in other people? That's what I mean when I say the spirit of the leadership, of your leadership. It's literally about how you show up. So I don't know if people can relate to this, but I've told this story many times. They're used to, and sometimes I still do this, by the way. When it's game time and I'm on a job site, or we're at our event or whatever it is, and we're putting something on, I'm like tunnel vision on the mission, and I walk around and I'm just in the zone, right? Maybe you're running a job and you go out to see your crew, and you just, for me, I remember one time walking through the house to find my crew leader. I just passed everybody on the way that was working, and I got to my crew leader, talked to a couple things, fist bumped him, walked out the door, and I left. And he called me like 20 minutes later, and he's like, hey, are you mad at the guys? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you walked through the house and we talked, and then you left, and the guys think you're mad at them because you just kind of walked by me and you didn't say hi. Can anyone relate to that? Like, be honest here. Okay. And I'm like, God, no, I love our crew. They're amazing. He's like, and this is my crew leader, like mentoring me. He's like, well, dude, before you get out of your damn truck, can you put a smile on your face and just walk through the job, add 30 seconds to the visit to the job site, fist bump some guys and say hi, ask them how they're doing. That's the spirit. So many of your employees are afraid to make a mistake. They're afraid to let you down. They're afraid to get fired. They're afraid to say anything or share what's on their mind because you're not approachable. And that is that goes back to why your business isn't growing, right? Or why you can't find people and keep people. It's the spirit of your leadership. All right. So I want you to be mindful of that. Let's talk about some common leadership mistakes. All this falls under the spirit, you guys. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 common mistakes. There's more, but this is what I see mostly in me. Okay. And chances are, guys, if there's a mistake that's been made in leadership and business, in a relationship, whatever, probably I'm guilty of 98% of those things too. Okay. All right. So number one mistake I have, there's no particular order, but the first one I wrote down when I did this training in Battleground a few months ago, not being interested in those you lead as people. Think about that. Not being interested in those who you lead as human beings. That example I just gave when I walked through the job site and my crew leader, Jose, was like, dude, are you mad at the guys? And it didn't fix itself overnight, but I was mindful of it overnight to then, and my partner at the time, he was really good at this actually. He would walk into a job site and he'd walk up to every guy along the way, and he's 10 years older than me or so, and I'm 52. So he's like 62 now, 63, whatever he is. All right. So, and this was when I was like in my 30s. Okay. So he was in his 40s and he was just a little more mature, and he was really big in relationships with people, and he was just a very caring, empathetic person. And I am too. I just show it a different way because I'm on the attack. I'm like, we got to win. I got to do my job. I got to keep pushing. And I struggle with that till this day. But you have to slow down enough to be interested in the people that you lead as human beings, not just, hey, how's the job going? Okay. That's me. That was my dad. My dad was a total ball buster on a job site as a foreman. And so I started to learn over time, and I'm just telling you guys, I have to work really hard at this shit. This is why I continue to get coached and mentored. And that's why Battleground even fucking helps me when I listen in on calls and things like that. Cause I'm like, oh, that was a great point by that coach and this and that. So it's slowing down and going, hey dude, how was your night last night? It's good to see you this morning. How was the traffic coming in? Oh, it kind of sucked. Hey, you mentioned, that your daughter had a soccer tournament this past weekend. How did that go? Blah, blah, blah. So guys, big mistake is we're not interested in the people that we lead. Okay. You guys with me? Give me some love there. Nate, this is awesome that you're typing it in there. Got to pay you like a commission to do this or something, man. Number 2, not having a clear vision and communicating that vision to your team. Huge mistake. Where are you going? Where are you going? First, you got to know where you want to go. Second, you got to make sure you are always in people's ear about that. And I don't mean annoying in their ear and beating them up about it, but like using language. Hey guys, when we have 7 crews out doing work, I'm going to need some senior crew leaders or whatever it is, and I can't wait to see which one of you guys raise up to that. Okay, you got to have a clear vision of where you want to go, and your people need to know not only where you want to go, but this is key: what's in it for them. What's in it for them? So Nicole is one of our team members in the contractor fight. You guys probably see her in the Facebook group and stuff, and she's always in there making comments and sharing value and stuff. Nicole is certified in DISC profiles and motivator assessments and things like that. By the way, that's one of the bonuses you're going to get when you join Battleground this month. All right. You're going to get an assessment for yourself and then be able to jump on a call to go, okay, what do I do with this now? And her and I were talking about one of the motivators is utilitarian. I can never say the word. That's basically people that are like, and Nicole's like this and I'm like this. I'm not interested in doing something if I don't think the juice is going to be worth the squeeze. Think about that. Okay. Why do you want me to report if I'm a foreman, right? Why do you want me to report my numbers all the time? Why do I have to do this job costing thing? And, you send a new guy to my crew and now I got to babysit the fucker and train him and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. All right. When they know the vision and they know, and it's communicated to them consistently, and then they also know how they fit into the vision and what's in it for them and how they make everything come together, you're going to get way more buy-in. Okay. Crystal, she told me that today. She said she had a call with you and it was awesome. So I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, Nicole's amazing. Third mistake here. I'm going to bang through these because of time and stuff. Lacking empathy. Okay. One of the biggest mistakes we make as a leader is lacking empathy. And now let me define empathy for you. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. This is also the number one skill you need in sales that we coach on inside Battleground. Okay. So guys, if you're doing questions, post them later when I open it up for Q&A, because it'll just knock me off the flow here. And then this thing will go forever. So I super appreciate the questions. I want to answer them. But guys, it's the ability to understand and share in the feelings of another person. So here's an example. When your foreman says, Joe totally screwed the pooch on this project. He just wasn't himself. And now we're behind on the hours and this and that. And you can tell your crew leader's frustrated. Okay. A simple comment like, man, I've been there. Affirm it, right? Be relatable. Man, I've been there. I imagine that must be really frustrating for you. I'm sorry that you got to deal with that. Guys, this is not coddling. It's not coddling to thin-skinned people. This is showing empathy. And if you want to really succeed in life, the more you can really tie into, understand, and share the feelings of another human being, the more successful you're going to be across the board. Okay. Think about those of you that have a spouse. I'll speak to the men because I'm one of you. Okay. You come home, especially if you have young kids and your wife doesn't work outside of the home. Notice I said outside of the home because I guarantee you she's working fucking harder than you are inside the home. All right. I look at all the things the queen does around here and we got older kids. I'm like, damn. When I walk in the door here, or she's training her horse clients right now. She's a hunter jumper trainer, show jumper. She's one of the top in the business and she's out training clients right now. She'll sometimes come in the door and she'll be frustrated. Anyone relate to a frustrated spouse when you walk in the door or they walk in the door? And she says, the wind was crazy out in the outdoor arena today. It kept blowing the jumps over. I felt like I put on like 18 miles walking back and forth and fixing the jumps and this and that. And then this happened and blah, blah, blah. And you know what I do? My natural tendency is to fix it, right? Hey, well, next time, put some sandbags on the jumps and blah. Of course, no shit, Sherlock. Okay. When I'm at my best, I shut up, I listen, and I go, babe, I'm sorry. That must have been really frustrating. What do you need from me? Okay. It's a start. It's a little bit of empathy. Sales process. Whoever typed that, I don't know your name. Exactly. We teach that all the time in our sales training. You got to lead. You got to have empathy if you want to sell it. One of the reasons you guys that we got. I mean, I did a post in all this in here not too long ago. I asked our battleground group about 3 weeks ago. I said, "What's the biggest job you've ever sold at a 50% or more gross profit?" And we had 40 grand, 80 grand, 17 grand. We had a few 5,000s. Some newer people, smaller services, tickets. Then when our remodelers and GCs started weighing in, 400 grand, 300 grand, 554,000, $1 million, all this other stuff. Why? Because they've mastered empathy. They know how to communicate with people. This works in every area of your life. So you're a leader in the sales process. You're a leader with your team. You're a leader at home. Okay. So that was the third thing or fourth thing. Fifth thing. Common leadership mistake, avoiding tough conversations. I'm guilty of this all the time. Okay. In fact, I had a drop down, drag them out conversation yesterday with somebody where shit got real. And the root of it getting as real that it had to get yesterday was my fault because I pretended it would get better. Okay. Because I think this is a good thing and it's not a good thing. So bear with me. This is really weird. When somebody's like in a job interview, what's your greatest strength? Whatever. I don't know. I want to go there, but squirrel moment. I kept basically going, I got to figure this out. I got to do my part. I got to figure it out. Until I figure it out, and have an answer, I can't have this conversation with this team member. Okay. And so because of that, this tension kept building because we weren't dealing with it. And I'll tell you right now, in a marriage, with your team, with a customer, whatever it is, the longer you avoid a tough conversation, the worse it's going to get. It's no different. I joke all the time. Here's my phone, and you put the phone here, and there's a customer that's pissed off at you, and you got to call them. And what do most of us do? We look at the phone and we go, I'll call them in 5 minutes. You look at the phone again. I'll call them later after lunch today, or I'm going to go do my workout. Then I'll call them. And every time you put it off, the phone gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And now the phone's as big as the house. And now I got to pick the thing up, and it's big, scary phone. I got to dial it and call the customer. That's how I view this. All right. So attack these hard conversations. Next, common leadership mistake, not owning your crap / being vulnerable. Okay. You want to connect more with your people, be attractive to people coming to be part of your culture. You want to set the example, be the example like we're talking about. Own your crap and be vulnerable. What did here's a coaching moment. I just, through this whole call, how many times, I don't know, 3, 8, 12, have owned some crap for you and say, yeah, I'm not very good at this. I really struggle with this. I got called out on this. My crew leader was mentoring me on this. A lot of you aren't building an attractive culture because you're a damn know-it-all. You think you've arrived. You have too much pride. Your ego is in the way. All right. Last mistake I'll cover here, and I want to move on to the next section here. Most common leadership mistake, being indecisive. Okay. Now, I had an interesting conversation with another teammate today. This teammate in the fight and myself were having this conversation, and this person was sharing about someone else who just can't seem to make up their mind, okay, with what they really wanted. And it was funny. I'm trying to condense an hour-long conversation into one point here, and it's going to be really hard. And I just said, well, my experience is when somebody's being indecisive, it goes back to they don't trust themselves. And the reason they don't trust themselves is because they're not honoring the commitments they make to themselves, and their confidence isn't growing. Does that all make sense? I'm really trying to condense what I shared. So, like, I'm more decisive than I've ever been in my life right now today. Okay. And I truly believe that I'm like this now because I made the commitment to continue to grow and get better and never settle. Doesn't mean I'm not happy with my life. Doesn't mean I don't have a contentment about me, because I actually do. But guys, it's like throwing up in my mouth when I see somebody who's satisfied, or the thought of me being satisfied with the accomplishments that we have. I'm just, because I'm like, okay, I'm right here. We came here. You're going to tell me this is it? This is the ceiling? Hell no. Okay, let's get better and let's grow. And so as my confidence grows, my ability to make decisions grows. And my ability to rebound when I make a decision that might suck. Earlier in this call, I owned some crap again. I modeled it for you guys, being vulnerable. I said, I've made mistakes with some of the roles that some of our team is in. Not the person. We made the right hire. I had him in the wrong role because it was a new role for us as a company, because as we grow, we go to new horizons here. Okay. And so this person I'm thinking of and had this conversation with today, they really got screwed over in some ways with my, not like, they were in a role for a while, and then we looked at some data and we're like, this probably isn't the best role, and not because of them. It was just the nature of the role. It's too much to explain right now. And I was very decisive. Like, immediately I'm like, all right, let's all get on the phone and turn left. Let's go. This is what needs to be done. And guys, that confidence and that fast decision making and all that are the result of me being decisive, are the result of me working on me and building my confidence. Okay. All right. How to earn the respect and get people to follow you. Anyone ever wonder how to do that? I know I have, but I'm still working on it. Like I said at the top of this, we will never arrive. Michelle Myers, what's up? Guys, if you need a kick-ass, I hate using this term that I'm about to use, Michelle, just so you know, because you're more than an answering service at Pink Collars. I know you do so much more, but just for sake of simplicity here, guys, go check out Michelle and her team. I've been trying for 4 days now to hire a company to do a spring cleanup, weeding, and chop shit down and get on a weekly or bi-weekly service plan for me. And I can't talk to anybody. Like, I've tried like 8 companies, because Heiner, who built my shit, doesn't do that. All right. And, which I don't blame him, because it's not his wheelhouse. And anyway, so call Pink Collars if you ain't answering your damn phone, because the first person that answers their phone and like has a conversation with me is pretty much getting any money they want. Okay. How to earn respect and get people to follow you. Number 1, we talked about this, be real and own your crap. Okay. Number 2, have integrity. Guys, type in the box. Type in the box. What does integrity mean? I want you to think of it this way. Think structural integrity. Kind of changes your definition a little bit. What say you? What do you got? I'm going to take a drink. I know there's a delay here. It's like a 30-second delay. Yeah, what does integrity mean to you? Following through, honesty, doing what you say, doing what's right, doing the right thing when no one's watching, consistency. Honoring your commitment. Great stuff. Every one of these is right. A few years ago, you guys, I don't know how I got here, but I'm like, well, what does structural integrity mean? Now, I'm not an engineer, okay? Not a structural engineer. Otis says congruence. I got to even look that up to know what congruence means, okay? I could spell it, but exact definition, I don't know. So when I personally frame it in structural integrity, guys, you're going to build a deck. How many times do you see on the news a deck collapse because so many people were on the deck? Or when you drive across a bridge, you are counting, okay? You are counting on the fact that whoever designed and built that damn thing knew what they were doing, right? So for me, picture a car, trucks, a train going over a bridge, whatever it is. Here's the bridge, Ravenwood, strong foundation, right? For me, is it standing up under pressure? Everything you guys said is 100% true, right? But for me, integrity to me means I'm going to stand strong under pressure. Like Phil here says, in thought and actions, strong moral character in thought and actions. I'm standing up under the pressure of taking a shortcut. I'm standing up under the pressure of having a busy week, yet I'm tempted to cancel the meeting I told the team we would have every week. Does that make sense? Can you stand up under pressure? When shit goes, like when everything's going to hell in a handbasket, can you stand up under pressure and be calm? You know, one of the things the Queen says to me all the time, when there's a pressure situation going on, like it could be we're out and somebody gets hurt and there's all these people freaking out and somebody needs help because they fell down, or it could be something that is bad that happens in the business, like, you know, you lose a customer, you have people quit, whatever it is. One of the things she always says to me, and I've always taken this as a compliment, I super appreciate it. She says, honey, you are so calm when shit's on the line. You're so calm. And it is, guys. And I don't know if it was time in the Marine Corps and it's just chaotic, right? A lot of military people know that. But I think, guys, when you can be a man or a woman of integrity, yeah, Graham, it's being a cleaner, 100%, right? Can you stand strong under pressure? Can you be the bridge that the locomotive can go across and not crumble under pressure? Okay. You do that, you're going to earn the respect and get people to follow you. Next thing, live to a high personal standard. You guys that were Mile High, remember my opening talk, we talked about having your own code. How are you going to show up every day? What is your standard? Okay. One of my coaches, Ben Newman. Okay. Those of you who don't know him, Google him. He's Alabama football's mental toughness coach. He works with, Mac Jones, the quarterback of the Patriots, and a bunch of NFL guys, NBA guys, PGA guys, billion-dollar companies, this and that. He's one of my coaches. I work with him all the time. In fact, we have our weekly call tomorrow. Ben is always in my ear and those of his clients going, standard over feelings, standard over feelings. What that means is, here is the standard you set. Meaning, I'm using this meeting example because it's easy with your team, right? Guys, we need to start having accountability meetings and job costing production. We're going to do some training and here's blah, blah, blah on the schedule. Okay. And then you do it 2 weeks in a row and now you don't feel like doing it. Maybe it snowed and it's too much of a pain in the butt for the whole crew to come to the office that morning. And it's going to be a longer commute when they leave the office to go to the job site. You're seeing dollar signs going, oh my God, so let's just skip the meeting today. That's your feelings winning. You violated the standard. One of the reasons that you're not attractive to people, where they come and they want to work with you and you're not building the culture you need to build. And then when you do get somebody, they leave. Guys, they're not leaving for $1 or $2 an hour. I can promise you that. One of the biggest reasons they're leaving is you are not living to a high personal standard. Now, when you live to a high personal standard, one of two things happen. I will give you this. Here's the asterisk. The The average mediocre masses will be terrified by that sort of environment, and they'll leave and they'll wash out. They'll go away and they'll go be a problem somewhere else. They'll go underperform for my competitors. But the kick-ass FWs that we're trying to hire, okay, they're going to eat that shit up. They're going to want to be a part of that. In their mind, they're going, finally, somebody's standing up who has some conviction about where they're going and has some confidence and lives to a standard and doesn't make fucking excuses. All right? Next way to earn respect and get people to follow you. Reward what you want more of. What's something you want more of your team right now? Think of an employee that's driving you crazy, or a salesperson or an office manager or a foreman or whatever. What do you want more of? Is it upsells? Is it them bringing in jobs on time? Is it hitting their sales goal? Is not even hitting their sales goal. Is it following up with a customer within 2 hours of the lead coming in? Whatever it is, type something in the box that you want more of from your people, from a person I want you to just think of an individual right now in your company. Come on, this is interactive. Follow through, says Crystal. Perfect. What else? Finishing a job on time. Bingo. Following our sales process. That's a big deal. Massive action, passion, production, jobs complete on time, and now they're flying in. So accountability, leaders developing others, communication, motivation. All right. So, and I super appreciate it. So I'm gonna go back up here because it's a super easy example to give. Okay. Crystal said follow through. Okay. So whatever that means, I'm going to make up a follow through situation here, Crystal. So hopefully you'll get what I'm saying. Okay. If your process says fill out a form on our website and we will call you within 4 hours to have a conversation about your project, or let's just use, here's one everyone can relate to. You send a bid out. Your salesperson sends a bid out, and they say, "Yeah, Mr. Customer, I'll follow up with you Tuesday at 4:00." And they don't. That's damaging to the brand. When they do, you look good. Okay. So when you see your people living out the behavior you want more of, reward that behavior. Now, don't confuse this with giving everyone a trophy and a bonus for doing their job. I don't mean you give them $500 or something. All right. So for instance, one of our things was we wanted our crew leaders to upsell. Okay. It was like a 10% quota. So if I handed a work order and a contract to a crew leader and him and his team are responsible for this job and it's a $3,000 job, the expectation was that he would find $300 of additional work in the house, maybe paint another service door or two and fix some drywall that wasn't on the bid that's in another room or whatever. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, then in our crew leader meeting, when we go around and report on upsells, okay, it didn't matter what the amount was. When somebody was like, yeah, I had an upsell. It was only, $50 to repaint the little tiny powder room ceiling when we were there, but they wanted to have it done. We made a big deal out of it. All right. Like we pulled out a fucking $25 gas card and said, dude, great job. Thanks for taking the action. Thanks for opening your mouth and asking the customer what they needed. And Crystal's point here, hey, thanks for following through and doing what you said you were going to do. You said you were going to text me a picture at 4:00 today of the job site before you left it. Dude, total props. Appreciate that you did that. You guys see what we're doing here? Okay. You see what we're doing? You're rewarding the behavior you want more of instead of always criticizing when they don't do the thing. If all you do is criticize when they don't do the thing, why would I want to come to work? Why would I want to hang out with you? Every time I see you, you're ripping on me. And I'm not saying that you don't bring shit up, you guys, but I'll tell you, when I made this flip from criticizing all these little mistakes I made or people would make to complimenting all the things they did right, culture totally changed. That would be like walking into a job site. And let's say you notice that the job site's not as clean as you want to have it. You're a stickler for cleanliness. Okay. I don't think he's on here, but Derek Johnson, one of my partners in our Battleground program. Derek is a stickler. You want to piss Derek off and make him burn inside, don't wash the company trucks. Like, his people have a damn free pass to go get the car washed or the truck washed anytime they want. Like, there's a speck of dirt on that thing, it just drives them crazy. Okay, that's Derek's thing. So let's say Derek pulls up to a job site, the truck's dirty. All right, Derek will go, and instead of walking up and going, "What the hell, Travis?" That's his top guy's name. "What the hell, Travis? We need to wash the truck. This doesn't represent us well." Instead, he'll walk up and he'll go, "Dude, this water feature is looking kick-ass. You know, how you guys doing? What do you need? Blah, blah, blah. See what's happening now? Do you know what's coming? You all know what's coming. If you have half a brain, you know what's coming right now." And then he says, "Dude, appreciate what you guys are doing here. Let me know what you need. You know, man, it's hot today. You guys got enough fluids and stuff? You need me to go get you some Gatorade? I'm happy to go get some Gatorade. I'll bring it back, whatever." And then, "Hey, by the way, Travis, what's the scoop with the truck?" What'd you notice about that question, you guys? Or what he would say, or what I would say? What do you notice about that? I'm coaching you right now, so interact. Come on. "Hey, water feature looks great. Love how you built that waterfall. Oh, that's a great positioning of this." Yeah, Chris, it wasn't confrontational. Open-ended question, not throwing blame. He asked a question, allowing your employee to have integrity. Gets them thinking. And you know what? Most of the time, guys, listen, approach this with the mindset that your people are good people. They're not trying to have a dirty job site or a truck. Chances are they just haven't been trained enough, because it's back to you, it's back to me, of being consistent with the things that I say are important. If I say keep the trucks clean and then I go to the job site and I don't bring it up, now I'm not in integrity anymore with myself. Now I'm not being the example. Now I'm full of shit. So why would you respect or follow anything that I said? And it doesn't have to be this big crazy thing. So notice the good things. And then, it's stupid example, but it works. It's like you're making deposits, right? Deposit into the love account. We'll just use the love, right? Making deposits of love. And then I'm going to make a withdrawal out of there right now. Not because I don't love you, but I got to tell you the truth. And loving you is telling you the truth. And dude, it's the second time this week I've gone up to a job site and my truck ain't clean. Dude, what's up with that? Very different conversation than going out and being all in their face. You want people to respect and follow you, reward what you want more of instead of criticizing what you don't want. All right. How to earn respect and get more people to follow you. Guys, we're almost down in the home stretch, and then I'll open up for some questions here. Put them over you. Okay? Put them over you. Now, this almost sounds like contradiction, because I always talk about get oxygen, feed you first, take care of you. But if you approached every interaction with your team, with your people, and my God, this is hard to do. Okay? This is hard to do. You approach it where every time you interact with somebody, you're thinking, how can I make your life easier? How can I serve you? How can I support you? You don't have to say these things, but just have that demeanor. How can I make this interaction about you and how I can support you, guys? Because the longer I've owned businesses and things like that, yeah, there you go, Tyler. Leaders eat last. Shit, we do it at home here. Like, the queen will make dinner, the kids will line up for dinner. We kind of do buffet style most nights, and everyone goes through and gets their food, and I just kind of wait, and I wait, and she always gets on me. She's like, okay, Marine, you can go eat now. I'm like, I don't eat till you eat, so I'm going to starve before you eat before me, so you might as well go before me. And she's like, well, I got some more things to do. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll wait. So she'll literally go, fine. And she'll go make her plate and then put it down. And then I'll go, okay, now I'll get my plate. Okay. Them over you. Back to Derek, because he's fresh on my mind. Derek is always talking about imagining people that have everybody you interact with, sales call, your crew, your spouse, business partner, clerk at the store, doesn't matter. They have a sign, they have an imaginary sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. Imagine how that would change. Okay. Imagine how that would change if you approached your team with that spirit. Remember, this whole thing's called the spirit of leadership. All right. We talked also throughout this thing how to earn respect, get people to follow you, genuine interest in them as a human being, right? Do that. All right. So 3 leadership traits to develop right now. Okay? Right now. And then I'm going to open it up for Q&A because I know we had a bunch of questions here. So trait number 1. This is my experience. Okay? This is my experience. Optimism. I guarantee you most of you didn't see that one coming, right? Optimism. We live in a world that every time you turn this device on, the news, Facebook feed, it's just a bunch of bitching, complaining, inflation, political bullshit, sky's falling, we're all going to die this week, all that shit. And I'm here to tell you, when you are optimistic isn't being clueless. It's not being pie in the sky and just like everything's going to be okay. But it's truly believing that no matter what you're faced with, we're going to be okay. All right. One of our kids right now is going through a really, really hard time. And it's breaking my heart. And it's breaking the heart of some people in our family, most of our family. Not everybody knows about it, and it is something that is common to a lot of people. This kid of mine is struggling. And I was on the phone with him last night. And I said, buddy, you're going to get through this. Because getting through this is the only way out. So you have to get through this. And he literally said to me, you guys, Dad, it looks pretty fucking dark right now. And I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Anyone ever been there? Anyone have a kid, spouse that's there right now? A teammate? I had an employee whose baby died on his one-year birthday, okay? Many years ago. Pretty dark time. And I told him, my son last night, I said, buddy, do you trust me? He said, yeah. I said, do you trust your mother? He said, yeah. And I named a few more people that know what's going on. I said, do you truly trust us? He said, yes. I said, okay, then that's all you need right now. You need to know that we see there's a way out and a way through. Even if you don't see it, okay? Even if you don't see it, I want you to trust me. I will never lead you astray. And I'm telling you, I can see I'm 30 years older than you, son. I've been through the ringer. I've been through what you're going through. And I made it through. And you guys, you want people to follow you and want to be part of that culture. Be optimistic that we can get through this. Okay? We can get through this. Second leadership trait to develop right now, we talked earlier, is empathy. Okay? Understanding and relating to the feelings of another person. I can't tell you how many times through the years, and we're in the trade, so I'm just going to say it. How many times you looked at some dude on the job site and they work a day or two and then they call in and are like, man, I need a day off, man. I just can't move. My body hurts and all this other shit, right? And my first thought is, you fucking wuss, right? Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Grow a pair, dude. Get up. Sack up. Let's go. Earn your keep. Make a way. Come on. I mean, it's super common in the trades for us to look at people that aren't used to doing this hard physical work and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying they get a hall pass forever. Please don't misunderstand me. But instead of driving them away by calling them a wuss, what if you were optimistic? Yeah, you're going to feel this way. I believe in you. You can do this. Yeah, I know it sucks, man. The first few weeks suck. Your body's going to be, screaming at you every night and this and that. But you know what? About week 3, you're going to be good with this. Stupid example I just gave, but whatever it is. Okay. Hopefully you get that. Guys, show empathy. And third trait for you to develop right now is consistency. One of the reasons that you can't recruit and hire people right now is you're not consistent. You're hiring when you need them instead of hiring 365 days a year. Back to why you should always be growing. Okay? And not settling, not looking for the cruise control button. Okay? You got to be consistent. If whatever you consistently put your attention on, you get more of. If you're not consistently in recruiting and training and hiring and training mode, if I didn't say that already, then it's going to be that much harder for you to find people, because your RAS, your reticular activating system back here in your brain, isn't on high alert looking for people and opportunities, and you're not running ads, and you're not, this is the greatest hiring tool right here is social media. Okay? So you're not consistent. And then, or you'll have a shitty success, and then you're like, well, screw that. I'm not having another cheeseburger. I had a bad cheeseburger. I'm not eating another cheeseburger. Okay? Optimism, empathy, consistency. Now, I'm going to open it up for some questions. Before I do that, I'm going to read something that I read. If I can find it. Need these. That I read on our Battleground training call that I actually had a slide for, and I don't here today, but that's okay. But I'm going to read it. And you all take this how you want. Hold on. They're walking in the door. Let me tell them I'm live so they're not. All right, I'm back. All right. Now, whatever you feel about the Bible, whatever you feel about faith and all that, okay, it is what it is, right? But imagine this: love. Love is patient, kind, doesn't envy, doesn't boast, is not proud, isn't rude, it's not self-seeking, not easily angered, keeps no record of wrongs, does not delight in evil, rejoices in the truth, always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, and never fails. What if that was your mantra with the way that you led your team? That was the spirit that you brought to your leadership. Think about that for a minute. How different would your culture be? I'm not saying it's easy. And unfortunately, in business, we do have to keep a record of wrongs to some sense, right? Like, we track data. Like, I'm sorry, I can love you, but if you're missing field goals, you don't get to be on the team anymore. Okay? Doesn't mean I don't love you as a person, but for the job, it ain't working. But what if you showed up with everybody like that? How different your culture would be, how magnetic your culture would be. You guys, this is what I'm talking about. Okay? This is the spirit of leadership. This is being the example. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it's simple. It's simple. It ain't easy. Okay? So, questions. Okay? I'll mention it here a couple more times. We have our Battleground program. And we got some great bonuses that are going right now. Guys, so much of what we do in Battleground, like we often talk about, can we help you get out of debt? Yeah, we've helped people pay off hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt in like 18 months and 4x their personal income. Like adding 100 grand to their personal income, adding 200 grand to their personal income. We've helped people build their teams, dial in their marketing, okay, be better leaders like we're talking about here. Tons of training on the sales process and selling at higher profits and all these things within Battleground, knowing your numbers. I could go on and on and on, okay? I have story after story after story after story about the strength of this community, and I'm so proud of it, and I brag on it all the time, okay? That being said, one of the things that I realize that we don't talk about enough is that the way we coach and train you on all these areas of your business, these help you become a more magnetic company. All right. So if you were on for this training I did for you tonight, this was a shortened version of a training that I did recently in the Battleground group behind the scenes where we go deeper on some of this stuff. The one difference is we're unmuting people and they're getting some coaching on the fly and this and that. I'm just not unmuting anybody tonight. I'm just going to answer a few questions. All right. Part of building your team is understanding yourself and understanding your people. And we have a personalized DISC assessment that's a bonus this month, okay, where you can really know what makes you tick and what motivates you and your teammates and this and that, how to deal with conflict, how you deal with conflict now, how others view you. Tell you, that's eye-opening. When you kind of take an assessment and it can show you how others view you, that'll wake your ass up as a leader pretty quick. Like I said, what motivates you, what stresses you out, and then how to build a team that communicates well with you and how to communicate with your people in a way that they get. So that's one of the bonuses. We have another bonus of the Mile High Profit Summit recordings from last year that we're going to give you as well when you jump in to Battleground this month. And then finally, on May 1st, okay, and then I'm going to get into the questions here. On May 1st, you guys, we are going to randomly select one Battleground member to come hang out with me here at my home at the end of June. I have one of my coaching groups, Conquest, is coming into town. There'll be a small handful of people here for a couple days of intimate coaching. Sahiba, one of our other coaches in the fight, who's an absolute rock star. She runs a $5 million plus residential painting company, and she's one of our coaches inside Battleground. She's going to be here with me, and we're going to tag team over the course of a couple days and give every single person here individual attention. That's part of what we do with Conquest when they come here. All right. And I'm gonna pay the way for one Battleground person that we're going to randomly select to come and be part of that day. So, and that I promise will change the game for you. Neil just put the link in there to Battleground. I appreciate that, buddy. All right. So let me open up some questions here. Okay. So let me go back up. Graham's going to MMA, so he's got to jump off the call. Let's meet soon. I live in OCC. Oh, that's right down the street, Old Colorado City. That's awesome, Graham. All right. Soja, is it Soja Home Improvement? Any tips on hiring sub crews? I'm a new contractor and no clue how to build a relationship with subs. What to post online, social media when seeking subs versus employees. So to me, it's pretty much the same for employees and subs with one minor difference. All right. You got to be on the hunt, first of all. Okay. And this is your greatest tool. So how I would find subs is I would call the number on the truck at the job site that I see. And I'd go, hey, I'm a home improvement contractor. I'm looking for amazing subcontractors to be part of my team. And shit, just by the look of your trucks and the way you guys run a job, I'm complimenting. Notice what I'm doing. I'm praising. Just by the way that you guys conduct yourself. I've been parked down the street watching your crew for a while. Or I asked the guys at the lumber yard who some of the best framers are, and they mentioned you. They said, you guys always pay your bills on time. You have your shit together. Your employees that come through here are always polite. You know, listen, you sound like the type of person that I want to build a relationship. Would it make sense for us to have a cup of coffee or a phone call at the very least, and let's just have some conversations? Okay. As far as what to post online on social media, take your phone and do the same thing. Hey, I'm Tom with Tom's Home Improvement. And I like to do hiring videos and stuff, whether it's subs or employees, guys, that are based around my company values. So one of our company values here in the fight is roll the red, meaning roll the red carpet. Okay, that's why I give so much free content. That's why I always go over the time every time I do something like this. Okay, this was going to be like 45 minutes tonight. We're already at an hour 10 and we're not done. Okay, so I would share like, hey, one of our values is roll the red. And I want to share a little bit about what that means to me. It means this is how we show up. This is how we're thinking ahead. And, yeah, we want to deliver a great product to our customers and stuff. But one of the things we're always talking about in our company meetings, and we're revisiting this roll the red, is how do we make this a better experience for our clients? Do me a favor. Do two things in this post. Share in the comments below number one, what's one thing that you wish contractors would get right that would make it a better experience for you? And the second thing I would ask of you, if you're watching this video right now or reading this post, is tag somebody that you know that would be a great fit for our team. That's a quality human being. Hopefully that helps. That's a starting point. All right. Tom's, how do you retain all this knowledge and wisdom? I just live it, Sam. I'm consumed with it. I have mentors, I have coaches, and it's I don't know. I immerse myself, man. That's all I can say. Okay. There's so many different ways. I mean, we talk about all the time in Battleground, and there's so many great contractors in there that you can ask these same questions to are having crazy success. Question here from Dom. What's up, guys? If you have a question, go ahead and put it in here. My best employee is joining the Air Force, so he will not be continuing to work. My only other employee is my brother, and he is lacking dependability. What's your opinion on working with family? Well, any employee, family or not, that's not dependable needs to either step up or step out. So, and I know that's hard. I've let go family members before multiple times. It's super awkward and it bites. On one of our coaching calls today, we were talking to somebody who's kind of having the same issue, and they have multiple family members in their business, and multiple family members are not performing at the level they need to, and they're like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, "You got to treat them like any other employee." All right, guys. Culture. Think of this real quick, Dom. What kind of culture do you want to build? What do you want to be known for? What do you want to attract to you? You will get the culture that you tolerate. You will get what you tolerate, if that makes sense. And it was taught to me many, many years ago at a leadership coach that I had, that in his definition of culture, there's multiple, but one of his definitions was culture is the intersection, okay, between what you expect and what you tolerate. Think about that, right? What you expect and what you tolerate. I expect him to be on time, but I tolerate him not. So I am now building a culture of chaos and lack of integrity. So that's my 2 cents there. Kelly, what's up? When you're in the middle of a tough decision and you don't know the next step, how do you keep the motivation going and keep that sense of security in your team? Tough decision. I'm reading again. You don't know the next step. How do you keep the motivation going? I don't think this is a motivation issue, Kelly. Number one, I think this is an opportunity for you to show that you are leaning on them. I can think, I literally just did it as I was logging onto this call. I sent a text right here. I sent this long text and a screenshot of something down here. Yeah, there it is. Screenshot and all this other shit to the fight team. Certain members on the fight team, our sales coaches to be particular here, not everybody on the team, because it didn't apply to everybody. And I said, guys, I get these messages like this from time to time. I don't know what to do. Tim, if you're still on here, Tim's like, Tom, what do you want us to do with this? And I sent the emoji that was going like this, because I don't know everything. And so Kelly, I think this is it was Kelly, right? Great opportunity for you to lean on the team. And again, one of the greatest fears, pay attention to this, okay? I'm not doing this training here. I do it in Battleground. But one of the greatest fears people have is being insignificant, not being important, not feeling like they have a place, and they're not contributing to the value of the company. And so, Kelly, when you get your group, your guys together, your team together, you go, guys, I got this decision to make, and I can make the case for either way. Can we just have a beer and talk about this? I'd love to get your feedback on this thing. What would you do if you were me? And then and don't judge it. Just listen, take some notes, and blah blah blah. And say, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I appreciate you guys weighing in on this. And many times, Kelly, even when I had painting businesses and things like that, I remember bringing the team together. This big, huge project we had to get done, and I sold it, and then we had no idea how we were going to do it. So my partner and I, instead of us trying to be the answer man for everything, we brought all our team, literally brought all our employees to the job site and walked it for 4 hours. And they came up with a plan. So I guess it would also depend on the exact context of the decision, right? Matt, what's up, man? Should I focus on a website, Instagram, or somewhere else to find an FW? All the above, all of them. Social media, your website should have a hiring page. You should be running ads. You should be doing videos out the ass, talking about your company values and who you are and what you stand for. And we're always looking for great people. You should be sending emails out to your database, your customer database, saying, hey, if we've worked in your home, you know that we do things the right way and blah, blah, blah. And all the compliments you give us are about how great and neat and cool and considerate and friendly we are. If you know anyone that has those traits, we're always hiring and we're paying really well. So again, hiring, there's not a one size fits all. There's not a formula for it other than, I think, being attractive. And so the more it's just like marketing your business. You're marketing for employees, no different. Keith, what's up, Keith? Sorry, it moved on me. Keith on YouTube. Currently an unlicensed sub building decks. Should I still make the social media and advertise for FWs or lean towards a hiring website? All the above. I think I think you need to, are you an unlicensed sub or are you subbing to an unlicensed guy? Number one, go the legal route, you or whoever you're hiring. Number two, yeah, social media, website, Indeed or ZipRecruiter, all those things. Craigslist, yes, I said Craigslist, anywhere that somebody could potentially look. And then you need to set up a screening process and hiring process and all those other things, guys, and hire character. Okay, skill is last on the list. Characters first. All right. Backwoods, PNW. How do you deal with all the expenses and taxes in business? I failed at year 3 in business because of expenses and taxes fees. I gave up business. Jimmy, great motivation to start again. Dude, learn how to sell, learn how to run a business. Being here is a great start. Care less about the actual work, care more about honing your skills as a business crafts person. Learn how to sell, learn how to market, learn how to lead, and then hire a damn bookkeeper. Okay. And shit costs what it costs. And so you got to get out of your own way mentally with that. You're welcome, Dom. Vincent, what's up? Is it Ragoni or Ragone? I'm going to go with Ragoni. Anyway, how do you keep the faith and help develop your crew leaders to become leaders? You got to love up on them, man. Okay. And that goes back to what I just said a minute ago. Hire character. I have a thing that I literally just sent out today. And it's so many of these things we're talking about tonight, I had conversations about today, so it's fresh in my brain. One of the trainings I do in Battleground is how to handle a problem employee, an underperforming employee, right? And the thing I talked about in there was, back to, you got to determine, are they underperforming because they're not a good fit for the position, they're lacking a skill? I'm going from memory on what's on this training. Or are they not truly the right person, meaning they're not coachable? All right. So for example, Vincent, when we hire, you might have people that are not coachable and they have no desire to get better. Okay. And you can't work with that. So when I hire people, we interview around our values in the fight. And I don't just go like, if one of your values is, let's just use something stupid, like, and I don't mean stupid, but it's just like a one word thing, like integrity. One of our values is integrity. Interviewing around integrity is not, do you have integrity? And they go, yeah, I have integrity. Interviewing around your values sounds like an open-ended question, like, hey, share a time with me that it was really hard to stand up under pressure and do the right thing. They can't bullshit their way through that. Okay. Or another question, Vincent, I'll ask people. And by the way, I don't really do the hiring that much in our companies anymore because I like everybody. I literally like everybody and I would hire everybody. So I'm the worst person to hire people. But like if I were to hire somebody, another question that I've used in the past is share with me what you've done in the last 3 months. Share with me what you've done in the last 3 months to grow as a person. What I'm looking for is I joined a gym. I'm taking guitar lessons. I started seeing a therapist. I don't care. I've lost 18 pounds. I did 75 hard. I read a book a month for the last 3 months. Do you see where I'm going here, Vincent? Now I know I know that they have a desire to want to get better. So that when I say hire for character, so I think sit down with your team right now, your current crew leaders, and just have a come to Jesus talk. And I don't mean like a in their face mean talk or anything, but just having a conversation around, where do you want to go in your life? One of the things I shared earlier here in my notes, guys, about earning respect was having a genuine interest in people. I want to know what their goals are. How much money do you want to make? Where do you want to go on vacation? What's something on your bucket list that I can help you get to? And if they don't have any goals and ambitions and shit like that, that's a sign they're probably not going to be somebody I'm going to invest in to become a leader. Hopefully that helps. Jason, what's up? I have business plans, but I'm a builder, not a businessman. I feel like I'm heading in the right direction, but I have no idea. Is this something that Battleground would help with, or is it sales focused? We cover Battleground, dude, is every area of the business. Okay. If you go to that link that Neil put in here, you'll see, just seriously read the page of all the shit that's included. What we tell you is you pick your adventure. Okay. Like if you want to work on sales, then there's plenty of sales resources, calls, videos, trainings for that. If you want to learn to be a better leader, better business person, know your numbers, marketing, whatever, pick your adventure. Appreciate the question. You're welcome, Matt. You're welcome, Kelly. Brian, you're welcome. Backwoods, back at you. What do you look for in a CPA? Samuel, I don't remember what your revenue is and stuff. I would, a lot of people go and hire a CPA instead of a bookkeeper first. Most good bookkeepers that work with contractors have a good CPA that they can just refer you to that they already work with. But for me personally, where I'm at now, I look for somebody that I can have conversations with a couple times a year, that they're willing to get on the phone with me and because I don't need them to do my regular bookkeeping. What I need is I want them to give me tax advice. I want them to go, hey, my guy's name is Jeff. Like, hey, Jeff, hey, baby, I'm considering, buying this piece of property or doing this. And, what's the best way to go about this where I don't get hosed and blah, blah, blah. Or I'll meet with them and I'll go, Gina, my bookkeeper, usually does this now. She's amazing. She's been with me like 20 years this August. Is she will call him up and go, hey, it looks like Tom's payroll is going to be like twice of what it was last year. So what amount do you need me to have it? Like they communicate back and forth. So I would start with a kick-ass bookkeeper and chances are they're going to have a great CPA. Thanks everybody. Blah, blah, blah. Brian's taking Spanish lessons. That's awesome. Guys, couple more here. The Queen just got home. So I'm going to get out of here in a minute. In a normal 40-hour week, excluding extra hours marketing, how many hours should I work in the field versus being able to do quotes, make visits, etc., says Dom. Dom, when you really learn how to communicate with people and pre-qualify properly, whatever you're spending doing quotes and driving around selling right now and typing up bids, you will cut it at least in half. Okay. Um, and I would start there. I would start learning because how many hours you work in the field, I don't know how many employees you have. Is it just you? But you can reverse engineer that. Like literally, you could go. I'll just use this as a math number. Like if I want to pay myself $100,000 a year in my pocket, minimum, and that's 12 months, that's 83 a month. And then if I go, okay, if there's 4 weeks, I'm going to work 3 days a week in the field, 3, 6, 9, 12 divided by 12. I got to charge $700 a day just for me to go work. And that right there would pay me. So I reverse engineer it. So hopefully that makes sense. When you said materials times 2 a couple years ago, super changed my business. Cool. Glad to hear that. Keith, thanks. Understood. I have an LLC and working under a license contract. I'm just awesome. Cool. All right, guys. Awesome. So guys, listen, I'm gonna get in your grill a little bit here. I know some people have dropped off. It's getting late. It's 7, so it's almost 9 on the East Coast. If you're still here, thank you. We're coming up on an hour and a half. So I went twice as long as I thought I was. Hopefully you found some value here. I wanted to give you a sneak peek of what we do in Battleground. Guys, it's a different level than what you see on the YouTube channel and what you hear on the podcast. Okay. We have a dozen, I think we have at least a dozen coaches in the group, okay, that are available like this, okay, that are here to coach you. They're here to guide you, that you can tag in a post in the group and go, hey, Sonny, you grew your business from 0 in 2015 to 20 million in 2022. Like, what's the number one thing I could do right now? Here's my situation, blah, blah, blah. What do you think? Sonny will reply to you. Okay. So guys, and you've seen a lot of love in here from our current Battleground members that are in here. I can't encourage you enough. Don't be satisfied with the accomplishments you've had up to this point. You're not done. There is not a cruise control. Okay. Rip the cruise control off your business, rip the brake out of there, and get used to the gas pedal. Always be growing. Always step on the gas. Okay. Always be driving and reaching for a new level of personal development in you. Okay. I'm telling you, every single person that's ever joined one of our programs and said, yeah, I was going to do it a year ago. I was going to do it 2 months ago, and I decided not to. So I was like, oh, it's too much money. And every one of them that's waited regrets waiting because they're that many more months behind. All right. I couldn't be prouder of the fight team and the Battleground team and what happens in there. Guys, I'm a tiny little bit of this. I'm a tiny little bit of what you get behind the curtain. So I want to challenge you right now. If you're sick and tired of not building a team, repeating the same year over and over, not getting paid what you're worth, having your guys continue to disappoint you, have you disappoint yourself, if your confidence is taking a dump right now, if you don't know how to market your business, if you don't know where to recruit people, if you don't know how to run a meeting, if you don't know your numbers, I mean, I could go on and on and on. Every single thing that you need, it's like you literally have the top coaches on the planet for contractors on retainer. Think of it that way. It's a year-long membership, and you have this amazing team on retainer. And I'll tell you, we have I think it's like a 90% renewal rate. We have some people that have been with us for like 4, 5, 6 years. Our program has changed names through the years, but they've been with us that long, several of them. So you don't think they're a great resource as well? It's not just the coaches. So I challenge you right now to go to thecontractorfight.com/battleground-April and get your tail in Battleground and come hang out with us, do some great things, and change the future for your family. I appreciate you guys. It means the world to me. Those of you that stuck around with us this long, I know this was a long call. I hope that you all walked away, regardless of what you do in Battleground or any of our sales workshops or whatever else. Regardless of what you do, I hope you walk away with something that makes you better. I know if you were paying attention and you were coachable here tonight, I guarantee you're going to, and you apply something you learned, it is going to change the damn game for you. Appreciate you guys. You guys rock. I got to roll. I got to go.